Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, bitch, I done had enough. Fuck that fucking job, I'm watching everybody work. Fuck that fucking job, that little pay by the hour. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, my back hurting and I'm hungry. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, nigga, on soul. Yeah, caught between the two, get this money, go home. Yeah, all these people so, all these bitches, they messy. First day I came in, I bossed up on the bosses. And they promised nigga this, promised nigga that. Want my ass to work and bring that paper back. Sharp, where you been? I been taking the shit. Knowing damn well that I don't fucking sleep. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. Fuck that fucking job, all that bitching and crying. And I'm saying, fuck that fucking job, nigga. Fuck that fucking job, bitch. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, me and bro, we just posted. Look him in the eye, shake my head disappointed. We gotta visualize, summarize, execute. All these people drop like fly, why the fuck we still here? Man, fuck that fucking job, when I pull up, I hate it. Yeah, fuck that fucking job, that's on all of their faces. Fuck that fucking job, man, I'm already lit. Man, I hear one thing, boy, you bound to get hit. Man, the bills cross a nigga's brain. Damn, that's how you keep a nigga damn a slave. Damn, the money supposed to be a tool. Damn, for a purpose, what's your purpose for? Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. Fuck that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. Fuck that fucking job, all that bitching and crying. And I'm saying, fuck that fucking job, nigga. Fuck that fucking job, bitch. Fuck that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. Fuck that fucking job, it ain't no more applying. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sick of that shit, I know you sick of it too, man. Money's supposed to be a tool, but what's your purpose though? It's supposed to benefit a purpose. Shout out, man. What it do? What it do? You know. Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, listen, I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah.
It's Kool-Aid, a nigga that sipped the Kool-Aid. That LaFraud, single barrel and goose. Got the coke going up on a Tuesday. Roast the false prophet like a gourmet souffle. Cause me no say spirit gun like I.S.U.P.K. Nigga might run up in that black face like Gucci. Boycott a cracker, kill your favorite rapper. Cause I run with G's like a Green Bay Packer. I chop a Christian like a new machete. When you polygamist, they look at you like R. Kelly. Still these women wanna do me like I'm Akinelli. West Coast sisters love me like a Machiavelli. Make these crackers lick the dust off my boots. We want no cowards in our camp and we ain't taking recruits. My crew the livest, y'all suckers is the jobbers. Niggas run their lips but they damn sure wouldn't try us. Nah, I ain't the same cat who used to break laws. They just rather see me as the same cause. Some rather remain lost. My brain washed with these stained thoughts. I be repping for my niggas riding for the same cause. Cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, then I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Better ask somebody, bitch.
Cult leader. Yeah. We speak the truth, but we a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. Yeah. Well, bitch, and I'm a cult leader. According to God, the white man is the devil. You see, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot, they like to claim leadership, they like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority, they don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white ass, need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that bygone be. Boy, and she to stop it, and she to prop. It's about to get serious. Boy, when they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. Oh, he cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. Swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up for parole because of the COVID. It feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Nowhere is gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the props. Like we all come together. Cause they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need the props. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass shit. Oh, I'm with step, I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go. I ain't taking no losses, ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell them we can't keep it slate. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high. Got your baby pass through the fire. Ain't she the prophets? That baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, ass she the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, ass need to stop
Taking too many days off, now I'm on the move, trying to save y'all. Woke up to the news, it's a blaze, wishing death to fake Jews like I'm Adolf. And I'm screaming more fire, give them more fire, more fire. I just gotta pray for more fire, more fire. I'm hoping he come with more fire, more fire. I ain't get no sleep cause of y'all. I promise you that y'all won't get no sleep cause of me. When a nigga lick his plate, that's when dogs eat. Find me with my lost sheep, setting fire to the streets as I speak. For whatever man's soul shall he reap. And my people will soul like some fucking raw meat. What you thought that I would let that slide? Bitch, you owe me. And I want your ass in chains, cracker get below me. Same to the Arabs, the Africans, Chinese, and Jewish men. Not cause of your skin, but you played a hand in my demise. Got rich off our lives, and filled the world with lies. You preyed on the feeble minds, now you gotta pay the price. And you gon' pay with your life, because your forefathers gone. Make amends with your sins, it's gon' get worse if you don't. Woe to the wicked who think that this shit is all just a joke. Pray for my bruise up in Cali, cause it's up in smoke. Stole our identity, then you kept it all hidden. We didn't deserve the way you was dealing with us so differently. Didn't we have identity? Damn it, that's just a memory. But now we about to double the ante through our divinity. Taking too many days off, now I'm on the move, trying to save y'all. Woke up to the news, it's a blaze, wishing death to fake Jews like I'm Adolf. And I'm screaming more fire, give them more fire, more fire. I just gotta pray for more fire, more fire. I'm hoping he come with more fire, more fire. More fire, all praise to the most higher. In the name of the most Messiah, speak the truth, I ain't no liar. I can tell you a hoe by your sweet words, and I don't like your true bitter, and it better bite you like Ventura, I'm on fire. I know, I sound like I'm losing it. I play to win, I'm nothing like these losing kids that rap about gangster shit. They know they never did. I keep it real, more authentic than average. I grew up with savages, been around the green where the cabbage is, but I never met a real nigga that's legit, cause a real nigga tell it how it really is. The Hebrew.
Your eyes were not playing tricks on you. NASA confirming at least 65 fireballs were seen across Florida skies just after sunset.
More fire.
Voting ain't gonna help us, man. Marching ain't gonna help us, man. Protesting ain't gonna help us, man.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a talk to God, the one and almighty. Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. Yeah.
Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me.
Have mercy on
Man, this shit
me.
ain't no joke, man. This shit ain't no joke. Like the boy cried wolf, I ain't blowing no smoke. You don't gotta look far to see it ain't no hope in this fucked up world. I'm just trying to stay afloat. I grew up in the ghetto in the middle of the streets, H-E-L-L, the belly of the beast. Thanksgiving came around, I wasn't having no feast when the landlord talking about breaking out lease. God damn, what's next? My girl broke up with your boy and she did it in the text that if I couldn't have nothing that I could have love besides love for the money and selling these drugs. Sometimes it seems like it's the only way out, but every day I'm getting older and it's getting played out. Can't end up in the pen trying to find a way out. Lord forgive me for my sins, for my heart gave out. My dad died, biggest loss I ever had to take. He a big part of the reason I'm the man I am today. And moving on was a move I wasn't trying to make, but I got sons now, so I gotta lead them out straight. And even though success is looking unlikely, I stay mighty and pray nightly and remain doing the right thing like Spike Lee, which is hard in this life for a nigga like me. All my life I had to fight like my name's Sophia. Always had heart and in my heart was no fear. Boy, I stayed in some trouble always stay near. When you black in America, that's all you cold here. I can't lie. Some days I want to break down and cry. For me and my people that's fighting to stay alive. Cause living ain't living when you living to survive. Guess we living in hell till the heavens arrive. Now I mean,
What it's like for a nigga like me.
like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me. Gray skies overhead just isn't looking likely, but I try to do the right thing like Spike Lee, and I talk to God, the one and almighty. Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. Yeah.
Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. What it's like in this life for a nigga like me. Every day I gotta fight my demons. Wake up, thank God I'm breathing. Cause all nightmares, America's dreaming. Trying to find a way to make it while surrounded by heathens. No stress long as I got a coat and I'm eating. I'm blessed and I know the most high's the reason. But my heart's bleeding through my sleeve is seeping. For all the things that I've been peeping. Type of shit make you say fucking and sleeping. Cause while you were sleeping during the evening, my brothers got gunned down over the weekend. Stretched out in the streets left leaking. Laid out white sheet moms grieving. All lives gotta have more meaning than another nigga dead in the paper I'm reading. Baby mama bitching every time that you're speaking. Talking like she gonna take the kids as she's leaving. How we go from kids to ending up in the deep end. Sink or swim, lose or win, saint or sin. Where does the change begin? And when does the bullshit end? Cause I wake up in the morning, gotta do it again. Go to sleep, go to work and just do it again. Damn. Can't pretend, cause when you stand out, it's hard to blend. And what I stand for, don't fold the bend. Cause I heard real folks don't got too many friends. Cause when you speak the truth, then you tend to offend. So, while I'm gripping this pen, Lord, please have mercy on me. Amen.
It's time for my people to come together and rise up. The only way we gonna take our royalty back, man, is if we do just that, man. Take it back. Kwame Yashala, nigga. Time for us to rise out of our oppression. A wise man told me each one teach one. So I need you to reach out to your brothers and sisters and teach them, man. There's no reason we should still be getting hung from trees in this day and age, man. Lord, please have mercy on me. them angels. So I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak. Nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby fat soft. Better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dumb dogs all barked out. Behind me say I cup full. No room for emotion. So I pour my heart out.
Shalom, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Thumb, Yahweh Shema, Allah Thumb Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, way back in 1969. And today, under Commanding General Yahanna, we have traversed the world. That's right. You can find us in almost every country. We freely welcome in. In some countries, we just show up anyway. But we have gone all over the world teaching the truth found in the Bible. And that truth is, whether you know it or not, is that so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are in fact the lost children of Israel, or the children of Israel as spoken about in the Bible. This is Let the Hebrew Speak, coming to you every Monday morning from 10 a.m. until 12 noon. I'm sitting in for General Hazayan. I'm Officer Mashah. And looky here, I got my Adawan with me. He's finna take it from here. This is Officer 5000, Kazak Ahmad. There you go, sir.
Mashah, what's up with you, mighty man? Can you hear me? All right, right.
Okay, here we go. You can hear me now?
I hear you now, brother.
Okay, Khan. It's another Monday morning. We sitting in Detroit, and it got to be 50 degrees out there. It's got to be. I got up. I want to get me a pop right this morning, so I'll go right across the street. I put on my sweatshirt, put on a pair of sweatpants, a pair of pants on top of that, threw my coat on, ran outside, and almost had a heat stroke. I put on too much clothes to go across the street in December in Detroit.
Right. That's crazy, brother.
They better leave the Most High alone. He's not playing with them.
It's too late, brother. So much has been done. They might as well just continue on the path and enjoy it the best they can, because the Lord has already reserved for our oppressor a judgment that will not be changed.
That's coming.
That's coming. The Lord, he changes his mind when it comes to Israel.
That's right.
There's scriptures in the Bible that show that the Lord has changed his mind in dealing with his children. You understand? Go ahead, Masha.
If I could, it's a whole bunch of us in the ISUPK should have been dead 5 years ago. Should have been dead yesterday. But the Most High had mercy on us and allow us to meet officers like you, officers like Officer Laban, Captain Hadar Yala, Commanding General Yahanna. We get to meet people like that. Salakia, this phone of all the time. This is like nobody want to call me unless I'm in class. But he had mercy on us, allow us to meet the ISUPK and hear something that was so far off from what traditional America teaches through its churches that we had to stop and say, wait a minute. This ain't what the preacher told me. And as we listened and studied up under in the different classes in the ISUPK, we found out what the truth really looked like.
That's right, brother. You understand? All throughout the scriptures, you'll find the Lord has shown his children mercy. The Lord has shown before, you understand, that he can change his mind when it comes to his children, the children of Israel. The Lord has wanted to destroy us many of times because of our disobedience, because of our wickedness, because of our love for the things that go against him. And the Lord, in his mercy and in his grace, changed his mind about us, and he has given us a second chance. He gave us Christ to give us a second chance. He has given us second chances all throughout the scriptures, because a good parent really doesn't want to punish their children.
No, sir.
You understand? And many of you grew up that phrase that, you know, when you get in a whooping, it's like, I don't want to do this. You understand? Well, this hurts me more than it hurts you. You understand? And as a child, that's getting whooping, that's getting disciplined. You can't understand for the life of you, how is this hurting you more than it's hurting me? That's because a parent, brother, really doesn't, if they could, they can just give their child all the sweet things and good things. Because a parent doesn't want to have to always be disciplining and punishing their child. But here's what a good parent should understand. If it's necessary, it is what they'll do. Exactly. And the Most High God is an excellent father to the nation of Israel. And because of that, he would rather give us the sweet things and the best things in life. He would rather see us be over every nation. He would rather see our enemies serve us. You understand? As we rule the entire earth. But we are not good children. We are not obedient children. No, sir. We are not children that revere and reverence our Father. And because of that, because he's a good parent, he can't allow that without answering it. And so what you're seeing now is our people being disciplined. When you see all the different posts on Facebook about all the missing children, every time I get on Facebook, there's so many different posts being shared about missing Black and Hispanic children. And you got to ask yourself, how come all of our children are going missing? How come our kids get killed by stray bullets? How come our children are molested? How come there's so many Black, Hispanic, and Native American women missing, you understand, and that are raped and violated? How come there's so many Black, Hispanic, and Native American men that are behind bars? You look at our conditions and you ask why. You ask why. And nobody in that church has ever answered the why. Nobody has ever told you this is why this is the way it is. Instead, they have lied to you and told you to blame yourself. That's right. To blame yourself for the conditions. And instead of you charging the people that you should charge, you blame yourself. And guess what happens when you blame yourself? Nothing gets done. Nothing. You blame yourself, you feel sorry for yourself, and it just makes you want to go get high more. It just makes you have less hope and live in life. It makes you have less faith in anything. And that's what it's meant to do. You are supposed to blame the religious institutions. You understand? Our Christian pastors, the Black and Hispanic Christian pastors.
You still there, sir? Salakia, if you can hear me, sir, I think you just went, your whole page froze.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, there we go. You back.
No sweat. If y'all can, I'm gonna do this anyway. Anybody that's tuning in, type a 1 in the chat. Let's see who all we got up in here, man. Anybody that's tuning in, you rocking and rolling with us, type a 1 in the chat. Let's see who all we got up in here. You understand? I'm ready to take off my shot. I didn't even do the damn introduction. Let me slow down.
I see Alawa.
Yeah,
let's see if we get these one. Here they come. They coming.
Okay, Makwalat, I see you. Amanabah, Zakawa Kayath.
They're coming pretty fast.
Princess Yakada, Ilazar, Batharawana, Zawai, Aisha Banath, Sapayar, Martha Koshar, Kiana Lewis, Princess Patricia, Ayan Lawana, Mao Saw, Yaqua, Naimia, Judah 720, Nayem. Yeah, right. Most High Christ. I see you all in here. You understand? Shalom, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar, Alathan, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai to the sisters. That's right. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York, under commanding GEN.YAHANNA. We are not affiliated with no other Israelite group or Christian organization, and we teach the truth according to the Bible. And that's that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are God's chosen people. That's the truth, that we are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, God's chosen people. And the oppressor is the devil that same Bible speaks of.
That's right.
I'm precinct officer 5,000 Kazak Ahmad. I got precinct officer of 1,000 Masha rocking and rolling with me. We holding it down for General Hazayan. This is Let a Hebrew Speak. You understand? We on here Mondays, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern time. As usual, getting it in. The topic of today's class is drones, chariots, aliens, and angels. Drones, chariots, aliens, and angels. Shalom, Yavaram. I see you, mighty man. It's a mighty man down there in Atlanta, y'all. You understand? The brother took me into his home when I went down there and showed me the utmost hospitality. And things like that, you just never forget. You understand? Things like that, you never forget. And you get to see that what we're building in the UPK is the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
You understand? Many of you will experience this if you haven't already experienced this. Being in the UPK, you have brothers and sisters wherever you go. You understand? There could be a brother or sister that you've never met, and you go into their city and you make a phone call, one phone call, and you have room and board for free. You understand? You get food and hospitality and brotherhood, sisterhood for free. You understand? Right. We are building the kingdom of heaven. Don't ever let some homosexual, some Christian, some sinner make you feel bad for being in the truth, for being in a place that treats our people with such love and kindness. You should make them feel bad for being in a place that is full of evil, that is full of lies, that would have sex with them and pass them around and destroy them and turn them further from the Most High. You should make them feel bad for being in such a yet another Christian church. Shalom Kawanaya, you understand? Shalom Shariah Kwar, right? If you have any questions, type your questions in the chat. We'll get your questions, understand? If not, in the meantime, we're going to go into what's been in the news in these past couple of weeks, Masha. I don't know if you've been seeing it. The drones over New Jersey, drones over New York. If you live in New York, New Jersey, the tri-state area, Pennsylvania and Maryland. Now they're saying they coming down here to Pennsylvania and Maryland, DC, Virginia. Pretty soon you're gonna see these drones are popping up all over America. You understand? You're gonna see these so-called drones popping up all over America. People got videos of it all online. And it's causing a great panic amongst the people. It's causing a great panic because of the response of the United States government. The United States government is not responding to these drones the way the people would want the government to respond. You understand? And that is, we're going to get into where all that comes from, right? So before we get into it, everybody just type a yes or no if you've heard about the drones being in the sky recently. Make sure everybody be on the same page.
Can you hear me on one?
I hear you loud and clear at the water, Masha. Masha, if you could, just pull up a, are you able to go to YouTube?
I want Khan.
Please, Masha, if you could, just go to YouTube and just type in drones in the sky. You understand? Let's try to get a video of that, just for those that may not have heard about this. You understand? So we can get them up to speed about what's going on. What's all over the news. It's all over TikTok. It's all over Facebook. It's all I can see whenever I'm tuning in to anything. It's everywhere.
So,
go ahead, Masha.
You know, as soon as you start talking about drones in the morning news, you know, I had to go find you a story. Let me get back over to the page. Can you hear me?
Yep, I hear you loud and clear.
You see that right there? Mysterious drone sightings keep happening in New Jersey. Here's what we know.
See, it's popping up everywhere. You're going to see this pop up everywhere. If you haven't seen it by now, you are going to see that this is going to be the main story for the next coming weeks. You understand? This is going to be the main story for the next couple of weeks because it's such a big thing right now. And the response of the United States government is, most people believe, is not a proper response. They're wondering why this is allowed to happen and the people are not being told what's going on. And whenever you are letting the people think for themselves, people's minds always go in the wrong direction.
Always.
You understand? Always. It's never where you leave the people to think for themselves and they choose the right thing. You can't show me in history where that's just the case. You leave the people to think for themselves, the people are going to choose the bad thing. They're going to choose the wrong thing. You've seen it happen with the children of Israel. Moses went to go to go get the tablet, to get the laws, the tablets from the Most High. And while he was gone, the people didn't decide to fast and pray. They decided we got to build an idol. We got to go back to what we know. You understand? Look at America. That's why democracy is so stupid and idiotic. Having a government where the people decide anything is a terrible government. I don't know if y'all know this. People are stupid. You understand? You just can look at the people that you interact with on the day-to-day. I don't think too many of you would trust them to make a decision about anything in your life. You understand? So to have a government that is supposed to be chosen and ruled by the people is idiotic. You understand? And that's why in Israelite culture, we don't have democracy. You understand? In Israelite culture, there is no everybody gets a vote. Or all the nays, you understand? Let's hear it for all the nays. Yeah, excuse me, for all the yays. Yay, yay. You ready? You counting the votes? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 15 yays, all the nays. And you count, okay, we got 13 nays. That's not Israelite culture. Your voice doesn't matter. And if you can just start there, you'll be so much better in life. Your opinion, your voice, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. My opinion, my voice, it doesn't matter. Israelite culture is we are governed by one leader. And his voice, his opinion matters because that one leader is supposed to be the voice of the Lord for the people. You understand? That's what's supposed to happen. We don't have a government where everybody decides what we're going to do. That's not how this works. And instead, if you're looking for a democracy, if you're looking for a place where everybody gets a say and you get to chime in and you got a little suggestion box in your little Israelite church, or, you got some type of, a box for suggestions and how we can improve and all that, you in the wrong place in here. The UPK does not need your suggestions. Nor do we have suggestion boxes because we don't want your suggestions. You understand? Just come in here and shut up.
That's right.
Sit down, dress appropriately, you understand? And just come learn. Come be told what to do for the first time in your life. You understand? Maybe if you were told what to do since you were a child, you wouldn't have went through many of the things that you went through when you've made the decisions. And that's why the Lord chose for us to have a righteous king. And that righteous king is Christ.
That's right.
Christ is coming back to save his people. Christ is not coming back to save everybody. He's coming back to save his people, the children of Israel. That's all throughout the Bible. Shalom, not about. You understand? Right? So we got a lot of yeses. Let me see. Let me read some of these yeses. Sapiyar, Mother Kusha, Makwalat, Zarwai, Yawaram, Alazar, Kawanaya, Yagadar, Yaquar, Shapala, Naimia, Kiana, Nayam, Bathawa, all have heard about the drones. Let's see how many no's. I think we got like 3 no's. Amana Baf has not. Ayonla Wana has not. Aisha Banath has not. And Mawasa has not, right? So we're going to play this news clip for you just to get you up to speed about what's happening with these drones. If you
Comic-Con. So we got a few.
Okay.
I'm going to start with this one. Nope, not that one. This one here. Okay, let me get that up.
If y'all haven't done so, make sure y'all like and share that stream. It takes nothing from you to hit the thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up, hit it, tap it. You understand? And then share it. Share it. You are going to hear about these drones. You understand? You got family members and friends that are not the truth. You're going to hear about it. They are going to come to you, and this topic is going to come up. You understand? If anybody likes to gamble, I'm willing to put money on that, that you are going to have family or friends that are not the truth. And this topic is going to come up. You understand? This topic is going to come up. And what better way for them to have the answers on what is really happening than for them to have the UPK's official stance, the biblical stance on what's going on. Share the classes, man. Share these classes. You might could save some of their lives.
That's right.
You understand? Please play what you got, Masha.
Come, I'm on come. Get over there. Let me play it from here. Nope. 1 second, sir. Here we go.
The mystery widens. Today, people in the New York metro area are reporting a growing number of drone sightings in their communities following a wave of mysterious drone appearances in the skies over New Jersey. This is sparking significant concern among residents and local and state leaders. The White House and the FBI says there is no evidence that the drones pose a national security threat or have a foreign connection, but that's only adding to the confusion. So far, there are no explanations as to what they are, where they're coming from, or who is launching them. For weeks now, the drones have been spotted over homes, critical infrastructure, and sensitive government sites. Today, frustrated lawmakers have gone from asking questions to demanding answers.
New Jersey can't become the Wild West of drone activity. No state can become the Wild West of drone activity. I've made this very clear to the FBI, to Homeland Security, and the FAA, the agencies chiefly responsible for monitoring drone activity. They must immediately disclose more information to the public. It's totally and completely unacceptable that you have all this drone activity going on that people are seeing with their own eyes. The fact that the federal agencies responsible for briefing the public have not come forward in a clear way is unacceptable. There has to be some explanation to the public for all this increased activity, and they must do so now.
Let's discuss these mysterious drones with former FBI Supervisory Special Agent Tom Adams. He actually helped pioneer the FBI's counter-drone program used to respond to threats from unmanned aircraft. Thank you so much for being with us, Tom. First off, what do you think is behind these drones? Do you think it's more likely to be some kind of concerted surveillance effort, an issue of misidentification, or copycats?
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I think we're looking at a few different things. First, I do believe that there are probably some legitimate visual drone sightings by alert residents and law enforcement in New Jersey. Now, what these drones may be doing, if they're nefarious or not, we don't know. Are they or not following FAA rules and regulations? That's up for debate. I think we're probably seeing some copycat drones flying up in the air with all the media attention. So we're seeing a combination of that. And I do also agree with the DOJ or the FBI and DHS assessment that some of these blinking lights in the sky are actually crewed aircraft that are navigating the airspace. During many operations that I was involved with, as well as investigations into suspected drone sightings at critical infrastructure, it was common for things like planets, believe it or not, low Earth orbit satellites and crewed aircraft to sometimes be misidentified. But I think the big point here that we're seeing is that the vulnerability is being demonstrated that current federal laws and regulations really limit the types of tools and technologies that owners and operators of critical infrastructure can deploy, as well as state and local law enforcement. And so we haven't had any meaningful counter-UAS legislation since 2018. So I think we're well past due for lawmakers in Congress to get to work and to shore up some of those vulnerabilities that we have.
I want you to expand on that, but first I'm curious about how officials can make the determination that there isn't a public safety threat if they don't actually know whether some of these drones may be nefarious or not, or conducting nefarious activity.
Stop.
Yeah,
Pause
so
right there.
you
Please,
can't look at a
sir.
drone or a blinking light in the sky and you can really determine.
That's an excellent question. That's an excellent question that he asked. And that's the question right there that's going to be the key to a lot of this. The United States is saying that these drones don't pose a threat. Now, if anybody that's using just a little bit of logic and common sense, what does that mean if the United States is telling you that these drones do not pose a threat? What does that mean? If we just using a little bit of common sense, if the United States government who spends millions, billions of dollars on defense every year, if they're saying that these drones, if they've made the determination that these drones are not a threat, what does that mean? That's right. Yagadar, he's telling on himself. They know the source. For them to classify, for them to make the determination that these drones are not a threat, they know who's behind the drones. And not only do they know who's behind the drones, Yawaram got it. They are behind the drones. You understand? They are the ones that are flying these drones in the sky. You understand? That's right, Amon, about the drones belong to the U.S. That's right, Alizai. It's their drones. It is their drones. They know where they're coming from. They're the ones that are flying the drones, that are testing them out, that are scaring the people. You really got to imagine if these were enemy drones or if these were alien aircraft, the response from the United States government would be completely different. Completely different. I don't know if y'all was listening all the way. These drones have been flying in restricted airspace. You understand? Meaning, I don't know if y'all know how the protocol, restricted airspace, everything, whatever's in restricted airspace and it does not comply with whatever command is given, it's to be shot down. That was established post 9/11.
Comic-Con.
You understand? Whatever is in restricted airspace, it's supposed to be shot down. So the fact that these drones are flying in restricted airspace, they're flying over military installations. Those of you that served in ESOL military or that work close to ESOL military's bases, brother, those are places where it's the same type of vibe. It's like being by an airport. There's certain things that are just not allowed to come onto the base or be over the base, the installations. The fact that these drones are able to fly in restricted airspace, fly over military installations, fly in metropolitan areas. New York City is the largest metropolitan area in the nation. And these drones are flying. After 9/11, you got unidentified aircraft flying in New York and DC. Brother, these drones are the United States drones. These are the military testing out their weapons. That's all this is. If you hear anybody telling you these are gods, these are the UFOs, understand, these are aliens, they are not aliens. You understand? They're not the chariots of the Lord. And I'm going to prove that to you today. Makulat says, Salaki, if I could, so I remember Commander GEN.YAHANNA bring it out how they would try to fake an alien invasion or something of that matter. Salaki, if I'm wrong. I don't necessarily remember the Commander GEN.YAHANNA saying that. He might have said, I just don't remember him saying that, Makulat. I'm not saying you wrong. You understand? But here's what you can count on. Like Nayem, the sister Nayem said, I can't believe nothing they say. That's what you should count on. Whatever Esau is going to tell you about this situation, do not believe anything that they tell you. And understand, Esau is trying to, first of all, he's trying to get you desensitized to seeing things in the sky. He's trying to get you fearful of things that are in the sky. Esau is preparing the stage for what he knows is coming to this earth, that he has no control over. They have control over the drones. Those drones, all those objects in the sky and all that, that's them. It's their military weapons. You understand? They've been testing military weapons like this, brother, since the 30s. Since the 1930s, they've been testing military weapons that look like, quote unquote, UFOs.
True, true.
And if anybody ever seen that stealth bomber, you understand, the B-52, I believe that's the B-52. Don't give me the line.
You talking about the one that looked like just one big giant wing?
Yes.
Yeah, that's one bomber. It looks like a giant wing. Then they got that other one. That's the new, I think B-52, they got a bomber too.
Type it in on Google for me, Masha. Type in the stealth bomber. You understand? Type that in. Zawai said they got 2 major military Air Force bases in New Jersey. Yes, they do. I did a training at one. You understand? There was a joint base called Fort Dix in South Jersey. You understand? Fort Dix, D-I-X in South Jersey. I've been there a couple of times doing trainings there when I was a slave, you understand, in Esau's military. You understand? So, like I said, there's a lot of activity just on the East Coast in general. You understand? There's a lot of defense contractors in the DC metro area, the New York metro area, Philly. There's a lot of defense contractors here. There's a lot of military personnel and installations all up and down the East Coast. So it's not strange to see the military test their weapons out here. You understand? If some of you live close enough, I know in Virginia, brother, if you live close to Quantico, you can hear them firing off artillery during the day. You understand? Like you can hear them testing their different weapons. You can hear the gunfire and the artillery booms. You understand? You live close to Quantico in Virginia, right? This is anybody that's around that one right there. That right there, brother, look at that. And that's not, you got to imagine what was in Esau's mind when he created something that looked like that. You understand? Like look how that looks from the side. Marshall, there's a picture that's a side view right there. It's a side view. The second column, second row.
I'll bring that one up, sir.
Yeah, look how this look from the side. This is what you need. Yep, that one right there. Can you make that larger? Shalom, Mathkoyak, Shalom, Adonai, Shalom. If you hit, Masha, click on the picture, right click on the picture.
I got you, sir.
Oh, it's okay. You got it, baby. Okay.
Yeah, I got it on another channel. I'm gonna just switch channels real quick.
Okay, yeah. Put on another tab, yeah.
Yeah, I put it on another tab.
You know what you're doing. Salagi, my brother. I'm Salagi. I know you know what you're doing. That's my bad, Masha.
Don't you worry about that, sir. My answer is kind of my God. We're gonna make it happen.
That's all our answers. Shoot, you understand? So now I'm gonna show you right here just some of the old. This is old right here. This stealth bomber is relatively old in terms of military technology. You understand? This is old. They've been experimenting with creating different types of flying crafts and recreating. With no, not this one. It was the other one.
This is the closest picture associated with that one. I'll back it up and see if we have anything close to it.
Go back. Just go back to right there. Keep going. Go down. That second picture right there. Yes, please. That one. That one right there. Now imagine you see that moving pretty fast, brother. That doesn't look like a plane.
No, sir.
That does not look like a plane. That looks like what you would think in your mind, a UFO.
And if I could, Alamon,
go ahead, Masha.
You mentioned that this ain't new.
Exactly.
This particular plane is so old. It was in Korea when I was in Korea the second time.
See that?
I'm down in Osan at the Air Force base, and here he come landed.
Right.
While another one flew over, because they move so fast that when you see it, when you look up and see it, it's not there anymore. You're seeing a shadow. You're seeing what is left behind. That's how fast he moves.
Yep. Even the sound it moves so fast. The sound is about 7 seconds behind once you actually see it. Meaning you'll see it and then you'll hear it. Brother, this is meant to look like and recreate what Esau has actually seen in the sky. You understand? Which is what those fighter pilots, if you go and there's interviews of Navy and Air Force fighter pilots talking about how they have seen actual unidentified aircraft, meaning not no mysterious drones, not other military weapons, Navy aircraft that they describe You got to remember, these pilots, brother, they are trained to know the physics of how aircraft move. You understand? A lot of people don't understand how much, how intelligent you have to be to fly those jets. Like you have to, it's not just being physically fit to take the G forces to fly it. You have to take a lot of tests and understand physics, understand the way things move and mechanics. You have to be fairly intelligent to fly these, to be a fighter jet, a pilot. And so these are men, brother, who have a good understanding of how things move according to the laws of physics. And these pilots themselves have said they have witnessed objects, unidentified objects, as they're flying that move and that defy the very laws of physics, meaning this can't be another military weapon. This can't be created by a human because it moves in a way that completely defies mechanics, physics. Esau has known what the UPK has been trying to teach you. There's a difference between these damn drones that you're scared of, that you should not be scared of, and the Lord's chariots, what the oppressor has called UFOs, and he now calls UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon.
That's what
you
they
understand?
call it.
There's a difference, and I'm going to help you identify that difference today. UFOs are in the Bible. They're in the Bible. The oppressor knows they're in the Bible, and there's something very significant about these UFOs. These UFOs, brother, those they're scared of. Esau is terribly afraid of the UFOs that are coming to this place. You understand? And so because of that, they have, since the 30s, they have been fighting to recreate the different aircraft and UFOs that they've seen and try to increase their fighting power in the sky, because they know they are anticipating a war to happen, to come out of the sky.
That's right.
And it's not going to be from the enemy aircraft. It's going to be from a phenomenon that is not human. You understand? That does not operate on the same dimension, that does not operate according to the same laws of physics that we are bound to, right? Did we have a question? Shalom, young man Darius, I see you. Right, Mawasar said, Khan, they got it from their fighter pilots describing how they look. American pilots say they used to see chariots during their flight exercises. That's exactly what they said. There's many interviews on these pilots, not even just fighter pilots. There are commercial airline pilots, pilots that fly regular planes for United Airlines, Delta, Spirit, JetBlue, that, brother, they have a culture of secrecy, meaning you could lose your pilot's license for speaking out about the phenomenon that you see in the sky, because it happens all the time. They're seeing these chariots sit in the air in one spot, and then in one moment zoom this way and then stop, and then zoom the next way. Brother, there's nothing that Esau creates mechanically. There's nothing that they can create to duplicate the movements of these unidentified aerial phenomena, these UFOs. You understand? And because of that, Esau knows what they are. They know. You look at us as in the UPK as crazy when we tell you that UFOs are coming to the earth to save Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You look at us crazy when we tell you that 200 million angels are going to come out of the sky riding on chariots, UFOs, to destroy this place and establish a new kingdom. You look at us crazy. Guess who doesn't look at us crazy? The United States government, the United States military. You understand? They have been preparing. They created the Space Force in 2020.
Comic-Con.
That's how serious they take this threat that's coming. They didn't create the Space Force to fight against enemies abroad in the skies, in the space. They didn't do that for that. That's what they'll tell you, because of course, that's a perfect cover story. They created the Space Force in anticipation to fight against what they know is coming. And here's how you know Esau knows this is going to happen. What's the proof that Esau knows about the UFOs and they know what's getting ready to happen? Anybody know? Type in the chat. What's the proof that Esau is well aware of what these UFOs are coming to do? What's the proof? Type in the chat. Amanabab said these reports also came from personnel on military ships. The water says, yes, they have. Those that were on Navy ships witnessed the same phenomenon. You understand? These UFOs flying, hovering, dropping down fast to the water, coming back up, zooming. They see it on the ships as well. Sapayar said the doomsday clock they have. The doomsday clock is referring to nuclear war. You understand? The doomsday clock is referring to nuclear war, but you on to it. Amanabab said their Space Force. Their Space Force is definitely proof, but there's something else. There's something that's much more simpler. What's the proof that Esau knows about the UFOs and what those UFOs are coming to do? What's the proof that Esau knows? You understand? The proof is definitely in the proof that they exist is definitely in the Bible, Judah 7:20. That's the proof that they are real because the Bible proves it. But I'm talking about how do we know? What's the way that you can know that Esau knows what they're coming to do? Ayan Lawana said they put Trump in office. Yep, they put Trump in office. That you on to it as well. But there's something a little bit more simpler than that. You understand? There's something a little bit more simpler. See somebody gets it. Okay, Mawasar said Reagan created the Star Wars program. Okay, he talked about it. Shabayala said UFOs. Okay, but what's the proof that Esau knows what these UFOs are coming to do? I'm surprised nobody getting it. Oh man, I'm gonna be upset. Makula said he know who he took in slavery. Black people are the real Jews. That's true, but what is the proof that they know what the UFOs are coming to do? Bimo said they fought them before. No, they haven't fought them before. They have not fought them. They will try to fight them. They haven't fought them before. I'm going to show you. Watch this. Watch how simple this is. Masha, go into Google and type in Independence Day. Type in District 10. Type in the day the earth stood still. Type in what else? What the water bizarre? Why they show it in their movies? You think that that's just entertainment? It is. It's entertainment. I don't know if y'all know this. Any movie that the Hollywood makes that involves the military, they have to consult with the CIA and the Department of Defense.
True.
Any movie that involves the military, they have to consult with the CIA and the Department of Defense. And the CIA has long been operating with Hollywood. You got to ask yourself, why is a government organization that is involved with intelligence, what do they have to do with an organization that's about entertainment? Because they go hand in hand on what is being put out, what the people see. You understand? The War of the Worlds is another good one. You understand? That's right, Yagadar. Reagan did a speech all but confirming an invasion. It's all in the alien movies. Sapayar said, the movies. They put it in the movies. You understand? Esau is not that creative, Akim. You understand? And Agwati. Esau is not creative. Any thought that he has that's creative, you best believe he stole it from somewhere. It was inspired by something else. He's not creative to think of all these different things that are going to happen, aliens coming and invading. He got these ideas from the movies, from a source material. The Bible is the source material for any alien invasion book or alien invasion movie. You understand? That's where it comes from. They've read these scriptures, and Hollywood and the CIA and the Department of Defense, not only have they read the scriptures, they have the records of the chariots existing in the Bible, the chariots existing in during the time of the Dark Ages. There are paintings, brother, of Leonardo da Vinci painting flying things in the sky. We're talking about 500 years before anything ever flew mechanical. 500 years before anything ever mechanical flew. And there are paintings in the Renaissance era of aerial craft, UFOs. They have the records, brother, that these chariots, these UFOs have always existed. And now they have the technology to show all the different phenomenon on the radar, and they get to see now all these different UFOs and how they move and all that. Esau knows what's going to happen when those UFOs get here. Esau knows that those UFOs coming to Earth is not for love. There is no movie, unless somebody knows movies. I know movies very well. I consider myself a movie buff. You understand? There is no movie that depicts a UFO invasion as friendly. There is no movie that depicts a UFO invasion as welcoming. Any movie that involves an alien invasion or a UFO invasion, it's meant for you to be fearful of it, or it's hostile. You understand? Because they know, according to the Bible, that's what's going to happen. Now let me prove it to you in the scriptures. I know a lot of y'all like, these UPK niggas is off they rocker. These niggas is crazy. Let me show you now in the Bible. Go ahead, Marshall.
Yeah, I'll go say that's the very reason I got 38 to 40 family members in the group chat. Every class we do goes in that group chat. So those 38 to 40 people, and it might be more depending on who was born, but I need to make sure they hear about that they hear what we teach. You know, I love my family, and so I make them mad. I make them mad. Well, Auntie, you ain't supposed to do that, and Auntie, no, we don't eat pork. You know, we don't do that, Auntie. So they have to know this Bible, and I got answers for any questions they want to call and answer for. That's why we study.
That's right. You understand? Now I'm going to show you in the scripture. Shalom, Kapa, Yahweh, I see you. Zawah says, same thing with that dumb 300 movie. It's really our history. Exactly. Yeah. Hollywood is entertainment, and make no mistake about it. Do not use Hollywood as the basis of something being true. That's not what I'm saying, Akim. Do not use a damn movie as the basis of something being true. I'm not doing that. I'm showing you that Esau knows that this exists because they put it in their entertainment, meaning their entertainment is not just inspired by the figment of their imagination. There's always a source material for anything. Mawasar said the old movies, you understand, are the same. A lot of those movies are a remake of old movies. Exactly. That's you true. Look at movies now, a lot of them came from either old novels or old movies in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. You go look at where those old movies come from, brother, and it came from people and being inspired by the Bible. Anybody want to take a guess? There's one of the most successful movie franchises came from the Bible. Let me see if anybody can get it. Type it in the chat. Type in the chat if somebody can guess what I'm thinking about. One of the most successful movie franchises, it came from the Bible. Shabayala already got it. Damn, he fast. The Matrix, the Terminator, which go together. They were written by the same black woman. It was stolen by two white men. They were brothers, and they stole this sister's written work. And they turned it into the Matrix, and they turned it into the Terminator movies. The sister that wrote it, brother, she tells you that the Terminator and the Matrix is based off of the Bible. You understand? John Connor, his initials is JC for Jesus Christ. You understand? Like everything has a source material. And the Bible has been the best-selling book of all time forever. So what better way to find whenever you have a creator, what they call writer's block, and you can't think of something to create, you got this book right here, brother, that is full of the best source material to ever exist. And it's been here forever. It's in the Bible. You'd be so surprised how much everybody has taken from the Bible and created all different types of movies and novels and stories from our book, our records. You understand? Right? There's so many different examples of that. So that's what I'm saying. That's the reason why I'm bringing up Hollywood. There's a source material for everything. Right? So now let's go into Ezekiel chapter 1. I'm going to show you that there are, in fact, UFOs in the Bible.
What verse do you want to start with, other one?
Let's start at verse So like, let me go there with you. You start at verse 3.
Con. I got to find my good glasses. See, these glasses for being able to see right here.
Right.
This is Ezekiel chapter 1, beginning at verse 3.
Start at verse 4. Salaki, priest.
Con. Ezekiel chapter 1, starting at verse 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north.
Start right there. And I looked, and behold, this is Ezekiel. You understand? We're in the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel's a prophet in the Old Testament. And he said, now he looked and beheld a whirlwind. You understand? A whirlwind came out of the north. There are many different words. There are a few, not many. There are a couple different words that are used in the Bible to describe the UFOs. Anybody know what those words are? We just gave you one of them, whirlwind. Type in the chat if you know what are some of the words that are in the Bible to describe what the white man calls UFOs today. What are those words? There's about 3 or 4 of them. Okay, Shabayala, Makolat both got one of them. Cloud, that's one of them. Bimo Int said chariots, clouds. Chariots is another one. So we got clouds, chariots. You understand? What else we got? Clouds and chariots.
If they don't get the last one, Alawan, I got it already ready to go, just in case they don't get it.
Right. Hold on, my shop. Pull you back up on screen. Pull you back up on screen real quick, my shop.
Con. Where am I here? Here we go. There we go.
Somebody got it?
Yeah. Officer Yagadar got it. Okay. The one I was thinking, and y'all were wrong. Officer
Yagadar out of Virginia and Yawarum out of Atlanta. Got it. Most High Christ, right? So we can plug this back up. Give me 1 second, right? Salaki about that. Salaki. Apologize. All right.
Yeah, I want to keep talking about them wheels and them rolls. The lights going.
Yeah, I see. Esau don't like that, brother. He cut the lights off,
man.
And he said,
"You don't like that. You don't like that.
We're gonna get it together in here."
I'm so glad I didn't even suggest to you this morning what I was thinking. This is the joint right here for this time. And the reason I say while you fixing that, the reason I say this is the joint, this coffee, y'all, is because I've noticed, I don't do regular TV, but I've noticed that on the cable channels, when I put cable on there, I get a number of Christmas commercials, but no place near as many as we used to get. And when I walk outside my apartment or go outside, I see more black folks still celebrating that nonsense. I hope they're watching the sky and hope it makes them come and start learning from us, because it's that sin that's opening the sky door. And I'm speaking proverbially. It's opening the door for them chariots to come on down, and I can't wait.
It's getting ready to happen, brother. It's happening, whether they want to try to fight it or not. So now here's the words that you need. You understand? You got chariots. Mama Saw said flame. That's right. Yawarum said roll. You got flames of fire. You understand? Or flame. You got a roll. You understand? ROLL. You have wheel or wheels, chariots, clouds, whirlwinds. Whenever you hear one of those words, you understand, in certain contexts are used to describe what you would call today UFOs. So now we're getting ready to read about one of the accounts of the UFOs. Zabak Kara said flying saucer. Nope, flying saucer, you can't, that's not in the Bible. That's what Esau calls it. That came from the Roswell incident in the 1940s, I believe, or 1930s. Roswell happened, I believe, in 1930s. Can't remember the exact.
It was in that time period, Kamakar, sir.
Right, and that term came from a news reporter.
And just in case I don't want
saucer, like a saucer is a plate. That's an old term for a plate, a saucer. You know, like how you got a teacup. And you know how somebody give you tea and they put the tea on that little plate. That plate is a saucer. So the reporter, based off of what the people were describing, he called it a flying saucer because of how it was described, as it looked like it was a plate. Just imagine you see a plate going through the sky. That's how it looked. You understand? Go ahead, Masha. Salaki, brother.
I was gonna say that's exactly how things look when how that plane looks when you see it flying.
That's right.
That stealth fighter, when you see it flying, that's exactly how it looks. It looks so flat. You like that ain't no. You should what the heck? You go through all that, and I was standing on the Air Force base when I first saw one, and that's a reaction. I already knew about AWACS. I already knew about F-13s, and all these. But here come this thing, all black, moving fast, and then when it landed, it was so big. It was so big and flat. I still don't know how it gets off the ground.
Yeah, brother. It's a sight to see. And they got that look from, once again, a source material, from what they've already seen and witnessed, and then the records that have been here for thousands of years. So now let's read that again. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 4.
And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself.
So now for those that will try to say that you're going to have naysayers, you're going to have mainly Christians, white Christians, that are going to say, this is not talking about UFOs. A whirlwind is a tornado. Here's why context is everything, because there are contexts in the Bible where it is talking about a tornado. You understand? When you see whirlwind. Here's how you know it's not talking about a tornado right here. Because it says Ezekiel seen a whirlwind, a great cloud, a fire enfolding of itself. So when you see whirlwind by itself, you understand, in that context, in certain scriptures, it does talk about tornadoes. Brother, what tornado has fire? What tornado has a cloud and a fire enfolding of itself? This is not describing a goddamn tornado. Ezekiel is trying his best to describe what he's seeing as a brother that has not seen, as a people living in a time when nothing flies except birds. You understand? So he's describing a phenomenon, brother, that he said it was a whirlwind, a great cloud, a fire enfolding in itself. You understand? Ezekiel seen that chariot, that UFO. Keep reading.
If I could I add just one thing with this description? We heard this description someplace before. Believe it or not, it was on a place called Mount Sinai. It's not too different. So for him to make the distinction here, he letting you know this is not the throne of the Most High coming down and sitting on the mountain, but this is something that's moving all around. He sees something moving. He see the wind moving and all of this. But he's describing it the best he can. And the only thing that's been described that I can remember describe this distinctly as coming out of the sky was when the Most High came down to talk to Moses on Mount Sinai. You get a description. But this is more animated, if I could say. Is that the right word? Yeah, more animated. It's moving. It's not standing still, and it's not hidden from Ezekiel. He see the fire and all of that.
Keep reading.
Khan. And the brightness was about it, and out of the mist thereof, as the color of amber out of the midst of the fire.
That's right. You understand what he's describing here is now, he said there was a brightness about it. Once again, this is not talking about a damn tornado. What is bright about a tornado? He is describing something that is a craft. You understand? That is a aerial vehicle. There's a brightness to it. The same way if you were to see a plane in the sky, if you ever seen a plane fly in the sky and that sun hit that aluminum, that metal, there's a brightness to it. You understand? Anything that's in the sky that has metal or that reflects light, it's bright to it. Ezekiel's describing, brother, not a weather phenomenon. That's not what's happening here. He's not describing a weather phenomenon. He's describing what the white man calls a unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP or UFO. And he said the color of it was of amber. Amber is red. You understand? Out of the midst of the fire, meaning he's seeing this fire, this thing that's moving through the sky. You understand? Like it's through coming like a fire enfolding of itself. There's always an image that I always pull up of Independence Day. And we pull it up now. You understand? There's a scene in Independence Day that gives a good visual. Once again, movies are not the proof. We using the movie as a sort of visual aid to show you, because sometimes it's hard for you to visualize this if you don't draw this or you don't see it. Some people don't have good imaginations where their mind can read something and give a visual to it. So some people might have to actually have a visual aid. And so I'm gonna give you the closest thing that we have to seeing this. Right? That's right, Shabbat Yahweh. It led us through the wilderness. That's what, when he talks about the pillar of fire,
there you go.
The cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night, that's talking about the chariots. It's talking about the chariots, the same thing that we're reading about here. They've existed all throughout history. And the Bible is the only source material that has the records of it. You understand? The earliest records of it. You show me any other history book that has documented UFOs. Somebody show me. Show me any other history book that's older than the Bible that has documented UFOs. You understand? Right? Let me get this for you.
Is that the picture?
Oh, hold on. Let me see. Let me look at it. That's a good picture. There's a better one. Marsha. Hold on. There's a better one.
Kamaka.
If you type in on YouTube, Marsha, Independence Day. Hold on. Let me make sure I find it myself. I'm supposed to have it saved, brother, but I'm gonna get it together because I always pull it up whenever we go into the chariots. Independence Day. UFO. Right? Go type in on YouTube, Independence Day, aliens arrive scene. It should be 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Independence Day, aliens arrive scene.
Come.
And I'm gonna tell you where to go. The timestamp we need. This is just to give a visual aid for everybody to see that once again. Yeah, here we go. That's what you need. I'm gonna go to 50 seconds. Once you get it.
50 seconds into the 4 minute clip?
No, it should be 2 minutes.
2:15?
Yep, it should be 2:15.
I got you.
Okay.
Let me put it on pause. I'll start it up. It's coming. I got it.
Go to the 45-second mark, please.
I'm on my con.
Right, I want y'all to read. We're gonna read Ezekiel, and then we're gonna play this. And I'm gonna show you once again. There's a source material to every entertainment source. Any form of entertainment, there is a source material. A lot of times, it's found from actual records in history. You understand? Right. So let's go to the 45-second mark.
Comic-Con.
And we go as this is playing. We're gonna read Ezekiel. You can even start at 40, so give it some time as you're reading toward the line. You can start at 40 seconds. Yep. All right, Masha. Now let's read Ezekiel again.
You ready?
Yep.
Play it while I'm reading another one?
Yes, please. Oh, yeah, muted.
And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north.
Muted.
A great cloud, fire enfolding itself, and a brightness without it. And out of the midst thereof as the color of heaven, out of the midst of the fire. Verse 5. Mama car.
Salaki, brother, you got to mute it. Mute it, please. Mute it.
Oh, okay. Just play it, but have it muted?
Yeah, just mute it.
Okay, Comic-Con. That was overpowering. All right. Pick it up right where it's at?
Yes, please.
Okay, car. I'm on my car. Verse 5. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures.
Now, go back to verse 4 right here when we're reading about the fire, the cloud. I seen a great cloud.
Khan, on one Khan. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself.
Stop right there. Go back to 45 seconds, please. Right there. No, you go to that end. Yep, right there. Stop right there. Right there. Pause. You go right there and pause it. Now read that part again, please.
And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself.
Mm-hmm.
And a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof as the color of amber.
Amber is red. Go ahead.
Out of the midst of the fire.
You can act like the Bible is not real all you want to. The Bible is real history. And Esau, you can leave that right there, Masha. Leave it right there. Yep. Now look at that. That's a great cloud. This is literally what Ezekiel was just describing. Ezekiel just literally described what we're looking at. You don't think the white man stole that from somewhere? You better understand something. While you doubt the Bible, while you think the Bible is not valid and it's not real, and it's a book of fairy tales, the white man uses it for the source material for everything that he does.
Write it down. He's telling the truth.
He writes it down. You understand? He has the records and he has the actual proof.
That's right.
Because he has the technology to see these things moving and going about. You understand? A lot of these things are classified. They're rated top secret. So the public will never know just how much this is true and real according to the Bible. You understand? But before movies, before entertainment, this is real life. This is what Ezekiel's seen, something that looked similar to this, a great cloud, a whirlwind coming out of the north. You understand? It looked like a fire enfolding of itself. The color of amber in the midst of the fire had a brightness to itself. You understand? This is what something similar to what Ezekiel would have saw. UFOs in the Bible. You understand? And to show you that this is not aliens. This is not aliens. Aliens are not in the Bible. Those chariots are not operated by little green men or little gray men. The chariots in the Bible, the UFOs, are operated by the heavenly host.
That's right.
They're operated by the angels of the Lord. Verse 5 is going to give it to you. Let's read verse 5, please.
Verse 5. Also, out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6. And every one had 4 faces.
Now it's describing what the operators of this craft, Ezekiel seen. This is more proof that whirlwind that Ezekiel seen was not a damn tornado, because Ezekiel is seeing that there are operators of this thing that's flying in the sky. He's seen that there are operators, drivers of this thing. And he said they had the appearance of men, meaning they looked like men, but they all had 4 faces, one on each direction, a face here, here, and here. You understand? I'm going to show you an image. There's an album cover that I always save, brother. And every time I see it, I laugh, because I was like, so much has been inspired by the Bible that you would never know. And Eric, can anybody see this? Keep put me on full screen real quick, Masha. Keep that YouTube up. We're going to come back to that. Keep that there, but just put me on full screen. There's an album cover right here that every time I see it, I laugh, because here we go. Everybody see that? Type a fire emoji in the chat if you see that. Type a fire emoji in the chat if you can see this, so I'll make sure we good.
Billy Paul.
Oh, yeah. You know who that is, Masha.
We keep trying to tell them things ain't new. Just look at me.
You understand? Okay, Yawaram, Shabbat, Amanabaf, Yahabaf, they see it, right? This is an artist, Billy Paul. Many of you may not have know who he is. Billy Paul, he made the famous song, Me and Mrs. Jones. Me and Mrs. Jones. You understand? You see your parents or your grandparents, depending on how young you are, probably played it, or you might have played it, depending on how old you are. You understand?
All right.
This
get on out the house out of while.
So like my son, you understand, right? So this is Billy Paul. This is his album cover, right? And when you read about these angels, it said each one of these angels, they looked like men. They had the likeness of a man, and they all had 4 faces. Do you see how he got faces? Behind him, there would be a face as well, but you can't see it because it's behind him. He got a face in every direction, right? So keep reading. They all have 4 faces.
Khan. This is verse 6. And everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings.
So now, not only did these angels have 4 faces, they also had 4 wings. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 7. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
Stop right there. Let me get you. Anybody know what that would look like? Their feet were like a calf's foot. There's something that people wear today that looks like that. I'm gonna see if somebody knows. It just said that the angels, their feet were straight. They looked like a calf's foot.
We get it yet? Not yet.
Let me show y'all something. You'd be surprised, brother. Let me show you. She said the movie Riddick shows 4 faces. I remember that. I absolutely remember that. All right, hold on. She's okay, right? So nobody got it yet. There's something that people wear today that looks like what we just described. Zarwai got it.
She got it?
Zarwai got it.
Zarwai, okay, Khan.
Yep, here you go, right here. Ninja shoes, karate shoes.
Khan.
You see how it got 2, the shoe, it is separated in the middle. Let me stop moving so you can see it.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's perfect right there.
Let me try to get a better one. It's that white background is real bright, so it's throwing off what you can see.
Yeah, that black one showed up good, other one.
Oh, you can see it too, Wild?
Khan.
Okay, let me go back then. Let me go back. Let me find one where you can see it just a little bit better though. Right here. This one is a little bit better because you can see the split. Right. Right here.
There it is.
You understand? This is how their feet would have looked. Like a calf's foot. This is a ninja shoe. You understand? Not to say what saying. This is what Ezekiel's saying. Now, we don't know if they had shoes like this or if their foot was a literal calf's foot. We don't know, but it said it looked like a calf's foot. That's how their feet look. They were straight and it looked like a calf's foot. This is how a cow's foot looks. It had like a hoof. This is a ninja shoe right here. You understand? Right? So keep reading.
Khan. Verse 7, and their feet were straight. And the soles of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
These angels sparkled like the color of burnished brass. These angels were black. They were black. They had 4 faces. They looked like men. You understand? The faces, we're going to get the description of what the faces look like. You understand? It didn't look like how Billy Paul's. Billy Paul had his face on each one. You understand? The 4 faces of the angel had a man's face, a lion. We're going to read it. You understand? But it says they sparkle like burnished brass, meaning these was niggas. That's right, Shabbat. These angels are niggas. They were black. The same way Christ is described as being brass, as if it burned in the furnace. The Most High is described as being burnished brass. Here's what you would never talk. the Most High God, the creator of the universe, is black. All of the angels are black. Our King, Christ, Yahushua in Hebrew, is black. Make no mistake about it. It only makes sense that his people that he chose would be black people. It wouldn't, anything outside of that, it just wouldn't line up. It wouldn't make sense. Why would a black God choose a white man? That wouldn't make sense. And that's why they had to lie to you about what God looks like. They have to lie to you about what Christ looks like, because a black God would never say, these are the chosen people. A black God could never say white people are the chosen. No. Only a white God could do that. And so because the white man has to be the chosen, he has to justify, him conquering and taking over everything and destroying everybody. He has to lie about what God looks like. He has to now paint the images of the judges in his likeness. He has to cover the faces of the judges thereof.
What Job said.
And Job said, the water, Masha, right? So let's keep reading the description of these angels. They were niggas. They were black.
I want Khan. Verse 8. And they had the hands of a man under their wings.
They had the hands of a man under their wings, meaning they still had hands like a man would. They had 4 wings, but they still had the hands of a man. Right? Keep reading.
On their 4 sides.
And
they 4 had their faces and their wings. Verse 9. Right. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went.
He said, now I was telling you, they turned not when they went. Keep reading.
They went everyone straight forward.
Right.
Verse 10. As for the likeness of their faces, they 4 had the face of a man.
Man, you understand? So you understand you got you looking at the man in the face on one side. Go ahead.
They 4 had the face of a man and the face of a lion.
A lion on one side.
On the right side.
The right side.
And they 4 had the face of an ox on the left side.
So you got man, lion, ox. Go ahead.
They 4 also had the face of an eagle.
And an eagle. Man, lion, ox, eagle. Don't try to understand why the Lord would do this. Okay, any black or Hispanic or Native American that likes, let me do this. Let me ask everybody a question. Let's see how locked in we are to our culture. What type of dogs do black, and I'm not talking about the breed. I'm talking about the characteristics. Don't give me the breed. Give me characteristics. What type of dogs do black and Hispanic men like? Just type that in the chat. Type in the chat, what type of dogs typically do black and Hispanic men like? Don't give me the breed. Aharon said aggressive. Yes. Aggressive is one for sure. Amanabov said fighting dogs. Yes, that goes with the aggressive. So why I said Chihuahuas be mean as hell. They do, brother. Them Chihuahuas bite more than most dogs. A lot of people don't know that. Them poodles and Chihuahuas be off the chain, right? Simeon said the bravest, most loyal, and terrifying. Oh, that's an excellent description, Simeon. I think you understand black and Hispanic men very well, Simeon. Princess Patricia said dominant. Oh, yes. Oh, forget about it. You understand? Yahweh said pit bulls up north. Well, that's true, but we don't want the breed. I want the characteristics. You got to get the characteristics to understand what's going on here. And we're going to tie it all together. But Rawana said strong. Yes. Mawasar said fierce looking. Yes. That's what you need, Mawasar. I think you understand. Ruth Sanchez said territorial. Yes. Aharon said watchdogs. Mawasar said powerful. Shapala said aggressive. Shabayala said vicious. You understand? I think Simeon had the best description because he's the only one that used the word that you need. Simeon had the best description. He's the only one that used the word that y'all missing. You understand? You're missing. You all are correct, but there's a word that you're missing that he got. That last word. He said, hold on, let's see. Mosai said fierce, yes. Shemayim said obedient, yes. Zabak said vicious, right? Terrifying. There's a reason why Black and Hispanic men like vicious, fierce dogs. They want dogs that inspire fear when people see it. They want dogs that when you see a dog, you understand it's like, it scares people. That's Black and Hispanic, man. Once again, of course, this is speaking in general. You understand? I know a lot of you brothers now, you know, I ain't gonna get into that. Whatever dog you like is fine. I'm not downing whatever dog you like. Some brothers, you like them little small dogs. That's fine. You sisters, you mainly sisters, you like the small ones and everything. That's fine. I'm talking about stereotypically, in general, Black and Hispanic men, brother, like big, aggressive, vicious dogs. Dogs that to everybody else is terrifying. But to the owner, it's like, this is my dog that I have